Getting in and out of your car is going to be completely different in GTA 6. That's the claim. And normally, that's exactly the kind of line I scroll straight past, because the internet is drowning in GTA 6 leak farming right now. Random accounts, fake gameplay, confident nonsense from people who have never been within a mile of Rockstar. But this one is different, and here's why I actually stopped. The guy making these claims isn't an anonymous egg account. It's Hip Hop Gamer, a veteran industry voice with real relationships inside this business. The kind of guy who actually gets briefed and gets quoted in outlets like PC Gamer. He's not guessing from a bedroom, so he sat down and made 6 big claims about how GTA 6 actually plays. And instead of just believing him or dunking on him, I did the boring thing. I took every single claim and ran it against the hard evidence, the patents Rockstar has filed, the 2022 leak, the 2025 leak, and Rockstar's own documented moves. And I graded each one with a simple rule so you can hold me to it. Confirmed means there is hard public proof you can go look at right now. Leaked means it comes from a real source with a track record, but Rockstar hasn't said it out loud yet. And just hype means it sounds incredible and has absolutely nothing holding it up. Some of it is rock solid, some of it is real but leaked, not confirmed, and one of these claims is straight up salesmanship with nothing under it. So let's grade all 6, one at a time, and figure out what you can actually believe. Claim 1. Getting in and out of your vehicle is going to be a completely different experience. On the surface, that sounds like fluff. Every game has cars. What could possibly be so different? Here's the evidence, and it's strong. This ties directly into the June 2025 leak from GameRoll, and I need you to understand who GameRoll is before you dismiss this. This is the leaker who correctly put out Jason and Lucia's full names weeks before Rockstar officially revealed them. When someone calls the shot before the reveal, you take their next leak seriously. And what GameRoll described is a Red Dead Redemption 2 style weapon system, a limited weapon wheel where your guns don't just teleport onto your back forever. Your heavy weapons get stored in the trunk of your car. Sit with what that does to the whole game. If your rifles live in your trunk, then getting out of your car is a decision now. You step out light, or you pop the trunk and gear up and expose yourself. And if the cops impound your car, or a rival crew torches it, you didn't just lose a vehicle, you lost your entire arsenal. That is exactly the kind of systemic risk Rockstar built into RDR2, and it turns a boring animation into a real choice. And this is the tell that separates a real leak from a fantasy. A fake leaker says the cars are going to feel amazing and leaves it there. A real one describes a specific system with specific consequences. Guns stored in the trunk, exposure the moment you gear up, your whole arsenal gone if the car burns. That level of mechanical detail is hard to invent, and it fits Rockstar's whole philosophy of making every convenience cost you something. So, the verdict here. This is not officially confirmed by Rockstar, so I am not going to call it confirmed, but it comes from the one leaker with a verified hit on the record. This one is leaked, and it's a strong leak. Claim 2. The NPCs won't be background cardboard anymore. They'll have real personalities, real behavior, drivers who actually think. Big claim. And this is where his interview stops being talk and starts being provable, because this one isn't a leak. It's on public record at the patent office. Take-Two holds a patent called System and Method for Virtual Navigation in a Gaming Environment, and the names on that patent matter. The inventors are David Hind, a tech director at Rockstar North, and Simon Parr, their AI lead. These are the actual people building this game, not a rumor. What the patent describes is a navigation system where NPC drivers get anticipation and unique individual profiles. Instead of every car driving with the same robotic logic, they behave like different people with different instincts. It was granted back in June 2023, so this tech has been cooking for years, and read what the patent is actually solving. Rockstar even complains in the filing that conventional systems can only make a limited number of cars move convincingly at once. So this is them engineering a city where the traffic has believable individual behavior at scale, not just in the 10 feet around your character. That is the gap between a painted backdrop and a place that feels properly populated. And there's a second patent that backs up the personality angle in a way people slept on. A sparse fluid simulation patent built to render sweat, blood, and tears realistically on a character. Rockstar is patenting how a character perspires. That is a studio obsessing over making people feel alive. And here's why sweat actually belongs in a conversation about personality. The involuntary stuff is what sells a human being. a character who visibly sweats in the Leonida heat, who tears up, who bleeds and shows it on their skin, reads as a person in a way a stiff mannequin never can. Rockstar is patenting the tiny details most studios just fake with a texture. Now let me be precise, because precision is the whole point of this video. A patent proves Rockstar built the technology. It doesn't legally guarantee it ships in the final game. But when the actual Rockstar leads patent a system this specific and it lines up with everything else we know, that's about as solid as evidence gets before launch. Claim 2 is confirmed. Claim 3, and this is the one that sounds the most like marketing poetry. He says the game itself is its own character. The world reacts, the world remembers, the world lives without you. Easy to say. So did he make it up? No. And we can prove it because we have actually seen it running. Remember the 2022 leak when around 90 development videos got dumped online? That was the biggest leak in gaming history, and buried in that footage was real systems code you could watch in action. Just so we're clear on how real this is. That leak was around 90 videos of actual in-development GTA 6, pulled straight off Rockstar's own network. It was serious enough that it ended in an arrest. This wasn't concept art, and it wasn't a rumor written on a forum. It was the game itself, running years before anybody was supposed to see it. Two things in particular back this claim up. First, a rule-based world event system. The game triggers events based on conditions, who you're playing as, your current wanted level, where you physically are on the map. The world is reading your situation and responding to it, not just spawning random chaos. Second, and this is my favorite, a reputation system that tracks you from tourist to local. If you're new to an area, the world treats you like an outsider. Behave badly, and it remembers. This is lifted straight from RDR2, where you could actually get banned from a store for being a menace and the shopkeeper would recognize you next time, so the world reacting to you like a character isn't hype. We watched early versions of these exact systems in leaked Rockstar footage. Verdict. Same as the cars, this is real dev work that isn't officially announced, so it's leaked, but I'd call this one confirmed in the 2022 footage. You can literally go watch it. Claim 4. He says you won't just swap between Jason and Lucia like Michael, Franklin, and Trevor in GTA 5. You'll run them in tandem, as a genuine pair. For a series built on the single protagonist power fantasy, that would be a real shift. In GTA 5, the famous 3-character switch was really a solo trick. You were always one person at a time, hopping between 3 separate lives that only occasionally crossed. What Game Roll is describing is different in kind. 2 leads whose stories are physically braided together, who can be in the same car, the same room, the same firefight at the same moment. And once again, the Game Roll leak lines up almost word for word. The leak described a character wheel with 3 options. You had solo Jason, solo Lucia, and a third setting where you control both of them at once, in a dual control mode where they roam together. It goes deeper than free roam. The leak points to missions that start with the 2 of them together as a pair, and then one of them peels off and becomes an AI-controlled companion while you take the lead with the other. So the partnership isn't a cutscene, it's a mechanic. Think about how perfectly that serves the story we broke down in this series. These 2 are a couple, chained together, and now the controller itself keeps them chained together. The gameplay is the relationship. That's beautiful design if it's real. Verdict. This comes from the same credible leaker, matching a detailed, consistent picture, but Rockstar hasn't put it on a poster yet. Claim 4 is leaked. Strong, consistent, but leaked. Claim 5 is the biggest swing. He says GTA 6 is being built as much more than a game, a full platform for film, TV, and creators. And this is where I have to split the verdict in half, because part of it is concrete and part of it is a dream. Here's the concrete part, and it's very real. Back in August 2023, Rockstar's parent company bought CFX.RE, the team behind 5M and Red M, the huge roleplay modding platforms for GTA 5 and Red Dead. The reported price was around $20 million. Rockstar spent years fighting modders, then turned around and bought the biggest one. And what they've done with it since is the real proof this is serious. They scaled that platform up to servers holding thousands of players at once. They shut down a rival modding tool, and they stood up a marketplace where community creations already sell for real money. This is a live business they are actively building out in the run-up to launch, not some hobby project parked in a drawer. And they didn't sit on it. They've since launched a CFX creator marketplace, they've been hiring for creator platform roles, and the whole machine points at official, monetized, user-generated content inside GTA 6. Hip-hop gamers' own words to PC Gamer were that this UGC economy will, quote, produce millionaires. The infrastructure for that is real and documented. So the platform foundation? Confirmed. But here's where I pump the brakes, honestly. The bigger version of this claim, the idea of brands running full movie campaigns inside the game, Hollywood using Leonida as a promotional backlot, that part is not announced anywhere. It's a reasonable guess about where this is heading, but it's a guess. Verdict. And I'm splitting it on purpose. The creator platform is confirmed. The Hollywood inside the game vision is hype, or at best, informed speculation. Believe the infrastructure. Be careful with the fantasy on top of it. Claim 6, and this is the one I have to call out, even though I want it to be true. He talks about the game feeling so responsive that esports pros will love it, and leans on the PS5 Pro power to sell it. And look, there's a real thing at the bottom of this. The real part. Sony and Rockstar did announce an official partnership, and the marketing line is that GTA 6 plays best on PS5. There is a genuine PS5 Pro enhanced badge on the PlayStation Store listing, promising better performance and sharper resolution on the Pro. There's even confirmed detail on the PlayStation hardware features, the adaptive triggers, the haptics, the fast SSD loading. That part is all real and on the record, so I'm not calling the partnership fake. But here's the problem, and it's the whole reason this video exists. Not one confirmed performance number sits underneath any of it. No confirmed frame rate, no confirmed resolution, nothing about input latency or that magical esports responsiveness. And plays best on PS5 is a marketing phrase, because the base PS5 and the Xbox Series X are basically the same box. So the claim that pros will love the feel, there is zero evidence for it. You cannot know how a game feels to a competitive player from a store badge and a partnership blog. This is the one claim on the whole list running on pure marketing air. Verdict, and it's the only red stamp of the video. Just hype. So let's total it up honestly, because that's the entire point. 6 claims. 2 of them, the smart non-player characters and the creator platform, are confirmed by patents and real acquisitions. 3 of them, the cars, the living world, and the dual protagonists, are leaked, but leaked by a source with a verified track record and backed by footage we've actually seen. And 1 of them, the esports and PS5 feel, is just hype. And that's a strong hit rate. But think about what it actually teaches you, because this is the part you can carry into every GTA 6 video you watch from here on out. The claims that survived checking all had one thing in common. Each of them pointed at something you can look up yourself. A patent, a piece of leaked footage, a real acquisition with a price tag. The single claim that failed pointed at a feeling. So that's your filter. Ask what a claim is actually pointing at. If the answer is evidence, lean in. If the answer is vibes, hold on to your wallet. Here's my honest read on this insider. When he talks about systems, the cars, the AI, the world, the way you control these two, believe him, because those claims trace straight back to patents, leaks, and Rockstar's documented moves. Where you slow down is the salesmanship, the console feel, the vision of bringing Hollywood into your game. Believe the systems. Be careful with the sizzle. That's the difference between a real insider and a hype account. A real one gives you claims you can actually check, and most of his checked out. So now you know who these two are. The map that traps them, the gangs hunting them, and the systems they'll actually play through, which leaves exactly 1 chapter left in this series. The big one. The question everything has been building toward. How does it actually end for Jason and Lucia? That's the finale. It's the one I've been building to from the very first video, and it's coming next. Subscribe so you're there when it drops. And as always, I'll see you on the pier.